Picture this. It's an early Monday morning, and you hit the snooze button a few too many times before work. You rush to get dressed when you realize you're going to be late to a very important business meeting. In your haste, you throw on your best suit, make yourself a nice PB&J to fuel yourself, and rush out the door. Little do you know, though, that you've all but ruined your entire day and possibly career by rushing the sandwich making process. As you attempt to eat your delicious mix of peanut butter flavor and raspberry jam goodness, and also drive safely at the same time, a large glob of jam falls on your white shirt, therefore destroying any confidence you had going into your meeting. You try to rinse it off with water, or use that Tide to Go stick your mom had given you in your stocking last year for Christmas, but it is no match for the dense matter that is raspberry jam. This all could have been prevented by following 3 simple PB&J sandwich making steps. Your bread is the first key decision you make when looking to create the perfect peanut butter and jelly sandwich. A poor base leads to a poor sandwich. Bread mostly comes down to personal preference. I favor white bread when making myself a peanut butter and jelly, while using wheat for more intricate sandwiches. Once you've chosen your bread, you have to deal with the controversy revolving around your crust. Cut it off or keep it. Some even decide to take a cup and cut a perfect circle around the bread. But again, it all boils down to personal preference. The most important aspect of a peanut butter and jelly comes down to your technique with the peanut butter. The peanut butter makes or breaks your peanut butter and jelly, but that doesn't stop the majority of people disregarding this. I can bet that most people put peanut butter on one slice of bread and then your jelly on the other, slam together, and call it a day. That's fine, but can easily lead to a disaster as your jelly leaks out of your sandwich, ruining your shirt like we talked about earlier. The easiest way to prevent this and take your sandwich to the next level is to do away with the notion of separating your peanut butter and jelly on separate slices of bread. The best technique is to spread a thin layer of peanut butter on both slices prior to applying the jelly. The thin layer prevents you from overdoing the peanut butter, but also locks the jelly within the sandwich. Smooth peanut butter isn't as successful as chunky peanut butter when using this technique, but both get the job done better than the lazier technique.
When it comes to putting jelly on your sandwich, one of the most important things to choose here is flavor. You have raspberry, strawberry, grape, or even apple butter. With bread and peanut butter, you're more limited in the flavor you're receiving in your sandwich. Of course, the type of bread you choose, whether that be white, wheat, or any other type, changes the flavor of the sandwich slightly, but these flavor changes are nowhere near the change of flavor you get when switching the jelly. Also, I think we can all agree that most peanut butters, like Jif or Skippy, taste pretty much the same. After you've chosen your jelly flavor, it is very important to put the right amount of jelly on the sandwich. This mostly comes down to personal preference as well. However, to keep the sandwich from leaking jelly, you do not want to throw on too much. Also, if you put on too little, the peanut butter will overwhelm the jelly, leaving you with a sandwich that is a little hard to swallow. A good method to make sure you have the correct amount of jelly is to take a single spoonful and spread it on the sandwich evenly, making sure you get to all corners and edges of the sandwich so every bite is jelly filled. By picking the right bread and jelly for you and applying your peanut butter in the correct fashion, there is very little that could go wrong. Had you not followed these 3 simple steps when you woke up late Monday morning, you would have spilled a glob of jelly on your shirt. Had you spilled a glob of jelly on your shirt, you would have lost confidence. Had you lost your confidence, you would have failed your presentation at the meeting, and failing your presentation at the meeting gets you fired. Getting fired means another peanut butter and jelly sandwich for dinner, and hopefully by the time you make this peanut butter and jelly sandwich, you've come to your senses.